Hey guys, it's Scotty Schwartz, and tonight we've got a half-hour special wrapping up the week in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial, where today star witness Cassie Ventura finished 4 days of harrowing testimony. But not before defense lawyers continue to try to poke holes in her account that Combs was an abusive partner who forced her into drug-fueled sexual encounters over and over again. The issue of consent and coercion came up, and for the most part, Cassie kept her composure on the witness stand.
She has shown such great courage and bravery for stepping forward, and she has now testified throughout this entire week.
Next up, singer Dawn Richard, who testified today that she saw Combs attack Cassie, hitting her in the head with a frying pan. And tonight was the final day on the stand for Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, the star witness in his sex trafficking and racketeering trial, with the defense wrapping up its cross-examination and Combs' lawyers continuing to try to paint Cassie as a willing participant in these so-called freak-offs. The last text they presented from Cassie was this one from 2012 that said, "I don't want to freak off for the last time. I want it to be the first time for the rest of our lives." Here's a statement from Cassie that her lawyer read after court.
This week has been extremely challenging, but also remarkably empowering and healing for me. I hope that my testimony has given strength and a voice to other survivors and can help others who have suffered to speak up and also heal from abuse and fear. For me, the more I heal, the more I can remember. And the more I can remember, the more I will never forget.
And even though Cassie's testimony has been the big headline here, there is a lot that paints a huge picture that we're just barely scratching the surface on. Jury was played this recording of Cassie threatening one of the escorts today, who allegedly had video of one of the freak-offs, repeatedly saying that she would kill him if that video got out. That is one piece of evidence. The defense also attempted to break down the credibility of Cassie's rape allegations against Combs. And after Cassie finished, Dawn Richard, another singer, took the stand and testified that she saw Combs attack Cassie with a skillet. For more, here's NBC's entertainment correspondent, Chloe Malas.
In her final day on the stand, Cassie Ventura spoke again about the day Combs brutally beat her in a hotel hallway in 2016. Ventura, who is potentially days away from giving birth, testifying that Combs was blackout at the time of the assault from drugs and alcohol. At one point, reading a text she sent him after the violent attack, "I am not a rag doll. I am someone's child." Following 20 hours of testimony this week, her attorney Douglas Wigdor speaking outside the courthouse, reading a statement from Ventura.
I hope that my testimony has given strength and a voice to other survivors and can help others who have suffered to speak up and also heal from abuse and fear.
Today's cross-examination focusing heavily on Ventura's allegation that Combs raped her in 2018 after they had ended their relationship, which he denies. The defense showing text messages between the former couple the day after the alleged rape, including one in which Ventura sent a heart emoji to Combs. Combs' team also trying to poke holes in Ventura's timeline.
That is not the gotcha moment that defense attorneys think it is. I mean, at the end of the day, witnesses are not great on specific dates, particularly when they go back years ago.
The defense also pointing to a text exchange between Ventura and Combs from 2012, in which she wrote, "I don't want to freak off for the last time. I want it to be the first time for the rest of our lives." At times today, the defense appeared to struggle to maintain momentum, facing frequent objections by prosecutors and regularly stopping Ventura's questioning to whisper together. Combs appeared to be actively involved, passing his lawyers notes. In a striking exchange with Combs' lawyers, Ventura saying, despite it all, "I don't hate him. I have love for the past and what it was."
We also saw musician Dawn Richard take the stand. She said that she witnessed Combs be violent with Ventura over the course of their relationship. I just want to remind everyone that Combs denies all of the allegations against him. Back to you.
And let's bring in Lauren Conlin, reporter and podcast host for Pop Crime TV on YouTube, who's been in the courtroom this week, who's also been all over our For You pages. Lauren, thanks so much for being with us. You were in the courtroom. I want to get your sense of how the jury was reacting to Cassie's testimony throughout the week, especially the pictures and the texts that they got to see so far.
in the overflow room today, but the consensus about the jury is that they've been pretty stoic. There was one juror who seemed to have a bit of a reaction when they were shown sealed photos. I believe it was about 2 days ago. These were freeze frames of Cassie and Sean Combs and an escort in an alleged freak-off still shots. So there was a little bit of a reaction there. But again, overall, the consensus also in the overflow room is just that people are shocked at a lot of this testimony, a lot of the evidence that's coming in. And it's tough. We are seeing, I guess, just like this side of Cassie that, unfortunately she's had to disclose to all of us to help get a conviction for Sean Combs. And you really feel for her because she's remained so composed throughout, her cross-examination, her the redirects, and she's 8.5 months pregnant. And we didn't see her lose her temper or just get, angry at all or frustrated. And I find that to be pretty incredible.
And we also heard this, we didn't, we saw the transcripts, but in court, they heard that audio recording of Cassie threatening one of the escorts who allegedly said he had video of a freak-off. I think we've got the transcript here. She said, "It is my effing life and I will kill you, hide you. If you have it, put it up or I will kill you and he will kill you again." Like, what's the reaction to this, and where did this piece of audio come from?
Well, let me clarify, because I think we're talking about two different things here. What you're talking about, this audio, this actually came from one of Cassie's devices that, she gave to the government, and the defense got it. And she said, "I will kill you right now. I will kill you twice. I will put you in the effing dirt." And she said, "It's not going to be my hands. Someone else is going to do it. Blood won't be on my hands." And again, I wrote this down word for word because it was so shocking. But allegedly, she was hosting a party in Atlantic City, and one of their mutual friends, they just called him by his first name, Sujit, told her that he had a video of her doing some explicit things. And she texted Sean Combs, and he said, "Don't let him out of your sight." And Cassie testified that she felt pressure from Combs to get this video, elicit something out of him. So when we heard this, it was pretty shocking. But concurrently, we also heard that there was an escort by the name of Jonathan Odie. She alleged that he picked up his phone during a freak-off, and she told Sean Combs, and Sean Combs, we believe, paid him off, and he had to sign an NDA. And the reason we believe this is because this escort came out, I think it was last week, to the Daily Mail and a few other outlets, claiming this after this video was taken of him after another crime he committed in 2018 in Florida, and his interrogation was released. And I think at the time everyone thought he was crazy, but now it all makes sense.
Yeah, and on that one, we've been trying to confirm and double and triple confirm this all week long, just because of the implications here. But you just mentioned Jonathan Odie, and we know that there was a person with the same name who allegedly opened fire at the Trump Miami golf course back in 2018. At this point, NBC News, we still have not been able to conclusively confirm this is the same guy. We're hoping that comes out a little bit later in this trial. But this Odie from the shooting at the time, you just talked about that interrogation. He seems to talk about Diddy, and online, like, that possible connection is getting a ton of traction. When do you think we may know conclusively in court, and what are people saying about all this? Well, I believe it was day 2. Cassie was shown quite a few images of escorts that they had used, and we could also see them. And Jonathan Odie's picture popped up, and I recognized him immediately just from seeing him in the news a week before. And then we heard today that, the whole, I guess, the context behind what happened with him and why he allegedly got paid. But
I feel like this, I mean, who knows? We don't have a witness list here, and it sounds like I don't want to say they're going out of order with the witnesses, but clearly they had Cassie first because she's very pregnant and due to scheduling. So who knows? But I know that we are going to hear from more escorts. That's just inevitable here.
Yeah, it's so fascinating that you said that, because this is something a lot of people have been talking about. It seems to be that the public is kind of seeing all of this out of order. Obviously, she is the star witness, and she is the one that we remember from that attack that happened at the Intercontinental that was caught on camera. And yet, the question is, like, are they doing this because she is pregnant and they kind of have to get her on and off the stand as quickly as possible, and the sequence of events is going to be scattered? Or did they start with her first because she lays the groundwork for everything? Being close to the courtroom there, what is your sense? Is this out of order because of the pregnancy, or is she the star witness and everything is going to kind of trickle down from her?
You know, I don't think she's necessarily the star witness, because I'm not sure her testimony alone is going to get a conviction on all of these federal crimes. I think a lot of it was foundation and you know, just laying it out here that, you know, she was allegedly coerced here and she was a victim of his. But I personally think that we're going to see a lot more when his staff testifies, you know, his bodyguards, his assistants, the people that worked for him. So the people that allegedly organized these sex crimes and you know, and some of these criminal activity. But it's interesting as well, because as you're listening to a lot of this testimony and they're being questioned by the defense and by the government, they jump around with all these dates, and it is sometimes very hard to follow, because it's like, wait, this is 2012. They were dating for 2 years. Now we're up to 2018. They're about to break up. So there's just a lot being thrown at us, and I have to wonder what the jury is thinking as well, and if they are able to follow.
Oh, Lauren Conlin, we have been glued to your coverage. Appreciate all of that insight. We hope you'll be back, and thank you so much for filling in a lot of these gaps for us. And let's bring in criminal defense attorney and former Manhattan District Attorney Jeremy Saland, and NBC News legal analyst, civil litigator, and former sex crimes prosecutor Kristen Givens-Fedden. So, Jeremy, I do want to start with you. That was fascinating to hear, you know, whether this is sequential or whether it's because Cassie is pregnant here. But we did see the defense set out to break down the prosecution's case that Cassie was not a willing participant in all this. Do you think that they managed to do that with her?
Yeah, I mean, there were some good hits and there were some misses. And whatever she's going to say, you know, the prosecution is going to turn around and have an answer for it. So, for example, you heard something about, did you cancel your concert, your tour because of the $20 million? No, and a great response and a powerful one. It was almost set up wrongly for the defense was, no, I would have done that anyway to get rid of these freak-offs and never have to do them. That's some powerful things to say. But by default, in terms of that organization, they had to get her on the stand. You know, you do wonder if they came out a little bit too strong, because everything else may get a little mundane, if that's even an appropriate term here. But they had to come out with that evidence because of the timing, and it's very powerful to captivate, to set the stage and the foundation. But did they really poke the holes in her that they needed to? You know, this isn't 1980s or 1950s where, you know, all of a sudden you said a woman came back and she must be, you know, must love him. You could have different events in different times. It's a marathon. That trial's a marathon. That relationship's a marathon. Mile 1 may be different than mile 2 and mile 7. I don't think they did the job they needed to do, but there's more ahead, meaning the defense didn't poke the holes they needed.
And Kristen, again, I mean, so much of this is about sex trafficking, and this is about racketeering, and yet a lot of focus over the last couple of days has been about this rape allegation that Cassie made. There's some discrepancies there. Do you think that like is a tangent here, or are we going to hear more about that?
We may hear more about it, but I do think it is a tangent. Just like Jeremy said, you know, the interesting thing about that 2018 rape claim is that is exactly what was the core of the civil case. And that's really what broke open the broader federal case that we're here today to see. And I think one of the things that's really interesting here is what the defense is doing is what we often see in these types of cases involving these powerful men. They're coming through every message, as Jeremy was talking about, every post-incident interaction to really suggest that Cassie was a willing participant, but what this ignores is the trauma and the coercion. Survivors often stay in contact with their abusers due to fear, due to psychological dependency, or even hope or change. And the real legal question here is, was consent freely given, or was it coerced through power, through manipulation, through fear? And I couldn't agree more with Jeremy in that the defense, they had some great punches, but they didn't poke the holes that they needed to through Cassie.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad you brought up the trauma of all this. We have a therapist that we're going to be talking to right after this, because that is a very important conversation. Jeremy, I do want to ask you today about seeing Combs all day, very involved with his legal teams, passing notes, talking to them during cross-examination to the point that other people could hear him. Like, is that unusual?
Every case is unique, but it's certainly not atypical. I had a trial recently where a guy had a gun in a car and he wanted me to pick a particular juror. I adamantly did not want to. The judge actually got involved to try to explain why it was a bad juror, although not exactly, because he can't do that. People who are accused of crimes, they say things and they want things their way and they want to take a stand and they want their point across. That doesn't mean it's right. I don't tell my physician how to take care of my body, my surgeon on what to do next. I may have input because I know what happened to me. But in that courtroom, people act ways they're not normally going to act. But in terms of Sean Combs, remember, he's a guy who was always in control. And the man who's in control wants you to do it the way he wants you to do it, but it doesn't mean it's going to be right.
Yeah, I can't imagine having a client that at one point was a billionaire. Kristen, you have the experience of prosecuting Bill Cosby, if I understand this correctly. If you can give me a little bit of context here, does this trial correlate to that one? Are there similarities that are very striking to you?
Absolutely. In this case, we see very powerful men, Bill Cosby, Sean Puffy Combs, accused of exploiting that power over time, using that status, using that money, using that manipulation to control and silence women, right? That's exactly what we saw with Bill Cosby. Andrea Constand reported shortly after she was assaulted. And the legal strategy we used in that particular case was we brought in corroborating witnesses. We showed that pattern of that calculated behavior. And what we had to do is we had dismantled the idea of consent when there's that power imbalance. And that is exactly correlated. And what we see in this particular case, in this Diddy case, we are seeing prosecutors really do the same thing. They're using multiple voices to illustrate that narrative, right? They're using Cassie and talking about the 2018 rape, but then they're also going throughout to show how even though they were in a quote unquote relationship, it was really defined by inappropriate coercion, power manipulation, and rape. They're also bringing in that hotel manager, the male escort, and Don Richard as well to build out that narrative of predation. And let's not forget the infamous surveillance video, which also shows how he beat her up. So not only is the jury able to hear it and visualize it through witness testimony, but they're also able to see it. So in both of those cases, I can see the prosecutors doing exactly what we did in the Cosby case, which was to show through corroborating witnesses that narrative, that dynamic, that imbalance, to show that, in fact, there absolutely was no consent.
Yeah, a glimpse at what we may see going forward. Jeremy Saland and Kristen Gibbons-Fedden, thank you so much for all of that analysis. And turning now to, after 18 hours of testimony, Cassie Ventura is off the stand. And in those 18 hours, we have heard about a relationship that lasted over a decade. Quick recap here. Cassie and Sean Diddy Combs reportedly started dating in 2007 after she became the face of the rapper's fashion label, Sean John. The next few years, the couple would start appearing at public events, go on trips together. There were rumors of both breakups and an engagement. And the two officially called it quits in 2018. Now, that's 2 years after the video at the Intercontinental. And we've also learned in the last few days, there is a lot to unpack from this relationship. So joining us now to put all of this into context for us is trauma and marriage family therapist Sanette Damon. Sanette, thank you so much for being with us. Look, it's so quick that we see the rest of us, society, people at home that don't have the big picture, like judging from the couch what's going on here. But from a therapist's eyes, how do you see this trial?
What I'm seeing is an example of two really wounded people. And with the situation with Cassie, I mean, it sounds like this was a 19-year-old girl who fell in love with a 37-year-old man. It's like close to 20 years difference. They met in the late 90s, early 2000s, is my understanding. And she was with him for a very long time. So you think about like coercive control. A young girl, I'm sure all of us know people that are about 19, 18 years old, where they're at psychologically, and we know men that are in their 40s where they're at psychologically. And so I do kind of start there. Like, what was at the beginning of this relationship? Where were these two developmentally? And I'm sure he must have had some kind of wounds or traumas to even be in this position in the first place.
We've all seen that video of what happened at the Intercontinental Hotel. Like, can you talk a little bit about the trauma and how that may impact people's ability to leave a relationship or people's inability to leave a relationship or keep coming back? Can you unpack that for us?
So there's different ways that this can go down. If you look at domestic violence, there's typically like a pattern of behavior that happens where there's a Jekyll and Hyde kindness that happens, and then abuse that happens back and forth, and it can feel really addictive when you're in a relationship like that. You're constantly seeking things to get to that good place again for the person who's taking the brunt of the abuse, right? And then for the person who's abusing, there's also an element of like pain and distress that happens, but they're not risking they're not going to die from getting beaten, right? So there's different dynamics going on at play in a situation like this. When I have a client who survived abuse, I typically start with looking at their experience as a whole, and then trying to figure out how to help them ground and navigate that trauma and come back into the present and find happier, healthier situations. I don't treat people who are criminals in different ways. Not to say that he's a criminal outright, but we did see him almost beat this woman. You know, he grabbed her by the hair and all of that. If someone were to come to me with those presenting issues, I would likely do like a Harris psychopathy assessment and see just kind of where they're at with their empathy, and then redirect them to something like dialectical behavior therapy.
And real quick, there is a blast radius anytime something like this happens to so many other people involved. You know, people have been talking about how Cassie's now husband has been sitting there supporting her through this trial, what that family is living through. Sean Combs's family is there in attendance as well. All of those family members, both sides are affected here. Like, what is the path forward if somebody's been impacted by something like this?
So the path forward would be different for everyone involved, right? Because there's the vicarious trauma of the people around. There's us just watching this, a sociological trauma of the reality that women are treated like this all the time. It's totally normalized. You look at what was in the media when these two met, started dating, the types of films, documentaries that were popular, Pimps Up, Hose Down, all of that, right? And then we come into the present, we're here how many years later? Like 20, 25, post-Me Too movement. This is a very different reality than when these two met. And we're all trying to make sense of where we're at today and as a social group, right, as a community, as people. And then individually, when you've lived through these traumas and you see this, you get re-triggered by your own experiences and memories. And it's a lot of healing that needs to take place. Hopefully, both of these people and everyone around them find some type of post-traumatic growth. They go in there and they do to work to heal. And as a society, we look at this. We look at a pregnant woman, an African-American pregnant woman, 8 months pregnant, on the stand talking about this. Like, this is a real risk to her. She's being very brave, trying to help everyone, right? Help women in general. Yeah. I hope something changes for us.
It sure does, and I'm glad you brought up the historical perspective, because we are living in a very different time, and sometimes it takes a while to see that, but really appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much. And we've talked about a lot of heavy stuff so far, so just a reminder that if you or anyone you know has suffered sexual assault, there's a hotline you can turn to. That number is 1-800-656-HOPE. So we know that there is the Sean Combs, the artist, the fashion designer, the actor, the businessman, and he has launched careers. He's won Grammys. He's been seen as one of the biggest players in making hip hop mainstream. But how is all of this going to affect the hip hop industry and the culture going forward? Joining us now is Variety's senior music writer, Stephen J. Horowitz. Once again, Stephen, great to see you. Like we were just talking about it, and we did. We've seen changes. We saw Harvey Weinstein's downfall, exposing sexual exploitation in women in the film industry. Like, do you think that we're about to see this possibly in hip hop as well?
I think we are seeing it in some ways already. We've seen powerful men in hip hop be held accountable for the alleged ways they've treated women over the years. Whether or not those claims are substantiated, there have been recent lawsuits filed for sexual misconduct against Def Jam executives Russell Simmons and Kevin Liles. We've seen it happen with L.A. Reid, another powerful executive. Just last month, Soulja Boy was ordered to pay $4 million to a Jane Doe in a sexual assault case. Lizzo had this with her backup dancers. There's many examples here. I think cases like the Diddy one creates a space for women who have suffered from sexual abuse to come forward. I think that's given women the courage to speak out and hold those accountable for their actions. And I think in that sense, a lot of the ripple effect from this could be about empowerment and creating a safer space for women in the music business.
What kind of mark do you think this is going to have overall on the culture?
I would hope that the mark it leaves on a hip hop culture would be that it holds people in powerful positions responsible to learn how to wield their power correctly and act with professionalism. I also hope that it creates more opportunity for women in the hip hop workspace. You have to keep in mind that hip hop only turned 50 in 2023. So that's a relatively short history in the grand scope of recorded music. And it really reached the peak of its powers in the early aughts. So there's a lot of room for growth. And I hope that the mark this case leaves will help create a positive change moving forward.
And Stephen, one last thing, what the therapist was just saying about where the culture was in the 2000s, just like the lyrics, right? The lyrics, do you think we're going to see like a big difference in lyrics going forward?
I'm not sure we can say that. I mean, music is about expression, right? Hip hop is about expression. It's about giving a voice to the voiceless. So I'm not sure that it's going to change the actual content of what people are saying. There's been a lot of legal back and forth and cases brought to court where people talk about, rap lyrics and hold rappers accountable for what they've said. It really doesn't stick in these cases. So I'm not sure we're going to see any change in the content of what people are saying. But who knows?
Yeah, a lot to look for there. Stephen Horowitz, really appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much for your coverage all week long.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.